They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
must reign.
Welcome to another stream, another session here on the Chaos Reign Show. I am Chaos Reign, and I like the setup here on StreamYards. Okay, looks good. That's good. Let's begin. No further ado. And why I'm bringing this back up again, Sadia Khan, as you know, there was some other things that was popping up, and I think it's good to share and cover again with some other new details. But the title speaks for itself. A woman like this that's been in the field for such a long time, can she really recover from this? Let's see. But let's let the evidence speak for itself. Let's go. Fair use. And let me see which one I'm going to start with first. There's so many. Well, we're going to start off with this and then work our way down. Enjoy.
I was one of the first people that called her out and confronted her and educated people that she was a fraud and that she was unhinged. And a lot of people had trouble believing me. They may have thought I was being petty because I was jealous or something, but that's not the case. I feel very passionately about this purpose, this cause of integrity and professionalism and protecting the public from the likes of her. So this is how it went down. So these emails are dated July 18th, 2023, over 2 years ago. Now, I disagreed with her on a post of hers about age gaps, and she responded very unprofessionally. And I immediately thought, okay, this is suspect. She can't be a psychologist. Nobody would speak to anybody this way. And I asked her for her credentials. And so she got, really upset and pushed.
One thing, because the age gap thing has been brought into discussion again. And yes, Sadia Khan did talk about age gap. I can't remember what she said per se. But my thing with age gap dating again, or age gap, relationships, they could work if two parties agree to it. I mean, hell, think about this. Most ladies nowadays, if they're not dealing with a dude that's old that will give them something, then obviously they're going to deal with a dude that's, either on their level or subpar, and they're going to deal with them regardless if they're a little bit younger. So at the end of the day, a woman wants some out of that age gap dating. Or, either she's older or the dude's older. Either or. I can't say it's good or bad. Let's continue.
Back and started insulting me and said, I'm going to send you my credentials or send me yours. So that was already antagonistic for no reason, because as a professional, you're supposed to be accommodating when people ask for your credentials, because that's part of the job, is to be public about it. And your credentials do not show your personal information, your address and stuff like that. They are client facing, and you have to publicly display them so that it protects the public. So when she got so
Oh, I forgot. My apologies. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
defensive about that, I already knew that I was going to get a whole bunch of BS from this woman, but I was willing to be proven wrong. And this is what she said in her first email. This is my DHA license, she says. I need an official apology from you and a copy of your license. I'll wait. Kind regards, Sadia Khan. So she included these two attachments, and I'm opening them here. This is her qualified teacher status, and she's got her name and her number, and she also shares a snippet of her Bachelor of Science diploma. This is what she sent me to prove she has a DHA license, which is the Dubai Health Authority license, her psychology license. That's what she's actually claiming this is. So I'm just going to scroll through the email chain. She's asking me to send my license, but I have never claimed to be currently licensed. I always say I'm a retired mental health professional, retired marriage and family therapist, mental health counselor with a PhD in counseling, marriage, couples, and family counseling. So I don't have to give her my license, but I do have pictures of my expired licenses, which I retired in 2019, but I sent her my doctoral degree diploma. And she goes on and on and on about how nowhere in my social media do I show my license. So why are you asking me? She's implying like, why are you asking me for my license if you're not showing yours? But I'm not saying I'm licensed. So I give her my PhD diploma here, and this is what she comes back with. So you have a doctor in philosophy, which has absolutely nothing to do with couples counseling, which is what you sell. I'm going to come back to that because next is the smoking gun. Here's when she says, I literally sent you my license number for psychologist, and you are out here pretending to have a credential in a few. So this is the smoking gun because she is blatantly lying. She's saying that what she has presented is proof that she's a licensed psychologist. I believe she is falsifying the fact that she has a master's and that what she presents is a forgery. And there are reasons for that as well. So I'm just continuing to show you by scrolling through the email correspondence because I want to be transparent. This was the back and forth that we had over 2 years ago. Ever since then, it has only escalated like in a one-way situation. So I have posted videos educating the public about what I know, and she has tried to harass me, posting abusive and derogatory comments on multiple platforms. I've blocked her everywhere, but YouTube, because you can't block on YouTube. So I've been trying to report her, all her comments for harassment, and that has not worked. I don't know who's backing this woman, but I can't believe it's taken this long to actually expose her. But I've been very measured with the videos that I've posted. I am not being ugly. I'm not being derogatory. I'm simply giving you the facts. And trust me, I did my best vetting and due diligence to find out, kind of like Candace Owens. I really respect the work that she does. I think she is great. And this is how I have come to the conclusions that I have. So this is some more of her BS. Like, she's coming up with all kinds of excuses to try to get, like, distract from the point that she doesn't have a license. So she's putting it back all on me. But I have all the receipts that you could ask for, and I'm happy to give them to you because you know why? I'm proud of them. I'm proud of my PhD. I'm proud of my licenses. I'm happy that I retired them because it was my choice to transition into an online coach and leave the practice behind because I was traveling the world and I was prioritizing my personal life and I wanted to leave the profession. So here is the smoking gun that you have been looking for. If you have been, you know, kind of giving her reasonable doubt, like she's not actually claiming to be a psychologist. Yes, she is. She has since figured out that people are onto her and she has been scrambling to try to cover her butt. So she went online to this place that has certificates of completion for various courses, and one was psychotherapy, one was, I don't know, relationships, and it's bogus. It's not formal education. It does not substantiate having any kind of clinical experience or degree in mental health.
Oh, and a side note, as this wonderful lady, and she is in the field herself, there's a woman that actually did a short content on her experience and has receipts. Stay tuned. Fair use, fair use.
And she's just a teacher. And she can call herself a coach and she can do all that she's doing. She just cannot claim to be a psychologist. She has a bachelor's in psychology and likely does not have a master's. I know that she doesn't have any kind of clinical experience. Allegedly, she was fired from her jobs for bad behavior. And that makes sense to me because she's consistently badly behaved to everybody with no discrimination. So I'm sure that if people actually hired a private investigator or the police took this seriously, because it is criminal fraud here, she's defrauding innocent people who hire her thinking she is a actual licensed psychologist and she's doing damage to them. She needs to be held accountable. She needs to face the consequences of that. I don't want her to, rot in jail. I want her to own up to her behavior and get the help that she needs. But some of the evidence that I have for thinking that her master's is fake is that when she would have been in her master's, the dean at the time, he's since died. But the diploma that she shows is of the new dean when she didn't attend. So that's weird. And there is a link that you can click and go straight to buy this diploma from the place that she claims to have a master's in. And it's a master's in education, not in psychology even. her field of study that she claims that she has as her master's wouldn't even put her on track to get a clinical designation. So she is not a therapist in any way. She doesn't have any of that training. She is an academic bachelor's level psychology teacher, and she cannot misdirect the public and make you think that she is legit, because she is not. She is well-spoken on camera, but not in reality. So
Well, in regards to Miss Sadia Khan, she don't need to be well spoken. All she has is eye candy. She just stands up, talks a little, walks past you, walks in front of you, say some words here and there, and the men just drool over her. That's all it takes. No need. Guys, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the chat room or put it in super chat if you have a serious question. Let's continue.
there is a big disconnect here. And I know now that I'm not the only one concerned. So that makes me feel a little bit better. But I hope that sharing this with you was helpful. And I hope that it helps to show and prove that she has claimed that she is a psychologist, even if she is now being a little bit more careful. There are plenty of instances where she presents herself as having such like clinical experience when she has not. And the last thing I want to leave you with is, I don't want this to come across as like a mean girl thing. I shared this in my stories, but this is just another way that I believe Sadia Khan is a complete and utter fraud. Plastic surgery is, a reality. A lot of people get work done, and Lindsay Lohan, she's having this big glow up, and we can all cheer and be happy that she has, but she's owned up to the mistakes of her past, and she's not denying that she's had work done, right? It's obvious that she's had work done. But my concern is that Sadia Khan has completely scrubbed the internet of who she really is. And she leverages other real Sadia Khan's identities to boost this persona that she projects online. This is significant con artist behavior. This is pathological. This is criminal. And so supposedly, allegedly, she has had a whole bunch of plastic surgery, really, really good plastic surgery. And a lot of people have like ideas of who they think it might be, looking for pictures online. But there are other Sadia Khans that are legit, that don't really look like her, but they may resemble her in certain ways, but they're not her because they actually exist. They're real other people. But I came.
Yeah, a lot of Middle Eastern women, Pakistan, Eastern, and wherever they come from, can look like a Sadia Khan. Yes, I agree with that. So I totally agree.
I came across a picture from someone who sent it to me explaining their context of how they know Sadia Khan, but she mistreated them and now they are not in any kind of friendship with her. And so they felt obligated to share this information. And I think this is actually the real Sadia Khan. I do not have proof of that at this point, but I am trying to get it. But you be the judge. Is this the real Sadia Khan before plastic surgery? You be the judge. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them below. I will answer them to the best of my ability. And let me know if you have had an interaction with Sadia Khan, because I know you probably feel very alone and isolated, like nobody has believed you. And it was so strange and bizarre how.
Yes, thank you. There's more to this lady. That's only one of the snippets, just one of many. Now, the next thing you will see to prove if she can really overcome this, which I doubt, but you be the judge. A woman up here was set, I think, on stage with some mic. She was sitting down and it was just revealing some very interesting text from Miss Sadia Khan. But you be the judge. Let's continue on. Let's go. Fair use.
Instagram taken down for not long enough, apparently, for me to break out the screenshots, because I really didn't want to get into it with her because she was legitimately threatening me. But now that she's getting exposed again, finally, I guess my expose was not enough. So she's getting exposed for being the mistress to this billionaire. It seems to be her MO that she will immediately go to telling girls that their man wants her. It is legitimately the most immature thing I've ever seen. Now, I'm not surprised at all, because her entire platform is based on male validation. All the misogynistic hashtags that you can use, she uses. Now, as it is, her psychology degree is so clearly forged. It's actually insane. It's like you see the little Photoshop box around it. It's so ridiculous. And one of the reasons that I didn't call her out is because she actually was freaking me out. You'll see. I even screen recorded all the messages that she sent me so that she couldn't say that I was photoshopping it like she clearly does. But the things that she said she was going to say about me was actually freaking me out because I know that this girl used Photoshop. If she's going to use Photoshop on her own degree, I was like, what the hell is she going to say about me? The whole reason I ever said anything about her in the first place, so many people were messaging me, like women, and begging me to expose her. She was basically blaming them for the extreme mistreatment that they were getting from their men, like men being physical with them. And she basically was like, oh, I could see why he did it. That's the level that she was at. But then I would get other screenshots where she was saying to girls, oh, your man wants me, I'm hotter than you, all this stuff. It was so insane that I ignored it even for a few months because I thought there's no possible way. But then I was like, you know what, let me say something about it. The second I say something about it, she proved me right. So let's begin. So basically all I had posted was just this video saying that there's this therapist on here who's blaming women for them being mistreated. Literally, I never even said her name, but everyone knew who it was right away. Her very first comment to me is, I'm sure your husband is my biggest fan, hence why you're such a jealous hater. What? Okay. He was literally in the video talking about her. Then all I said,
God damn, Sadia, you put in some work, bitch. You up in here, you put in some real game, real work. You being a good corset to other men with some serious dough. Listen, ladies, she's not just sleeping with any man. She's sleeping with men that got that paper, that moolah. Like literally, woo, woo-wee. Let's listen more of this.
was, if this is your level of maturity, then please stop pretending to help women. And really trying to say my husband wants you, what's wrong with you? And if you must know, he disliked you much more than me. And in response to me saying, if this is your level of maturity, then please stop pretending to help women, she said, I don't care about women. I care about healthy relationships for children's sake. We are not the same. Also, say everything with your chest. Tag me. Have you seen some of these women's videos? And she's saying, say it with your chest. Psychotic. Then she goes, because she's a bigot. She goes, I only let straight men touch me, but nice to see someone. Oh, okay. No, because someone in the comments said her husband wouldn't touch you with a 1,000,000-foot pole. She goes, because she's a bigot, I only let straight men touch me, but nice to see someone who looks like a scarecrow come for me.
Damn, she is cold. Woo! Oh my goodness. Sadia Khan, I know you got that mouthpiece with these ladies. You up here ranking. You're telling jokes. You're discouraging. And put it in other women's face that after you blowed them off? Really? Jeez. Wow. Let's listen to more of this.
So she's saying that not only is my husband not straight, but that only straight people can touch her, and then also calling this girl a scarecrow. Okay. And I said, oh, you don't care about women? Okay, got it. Because that's insane. What do you mean? I don't care about women. I just care about the children. We're not the same. Please, every woman, please stop listening to Sadia Khan, because verbatim out of her mouth, she doesn't care about women. First of all, there's this video where she's talking about how girls who are sold when they're 12 have more value, like have more self-value apparently, than girls who lose their virginity on their own, because at least they're being traded for money. Okay, yeah, this is who we're listening to. Got it. And then something that I had said in the video was that I didn't like a video that she talked about how women who aren't conventionally attractive are not attractive to men. Like, you have to be basically top tier for them to want you. And I find that to be completely untrue, because for one, if you're a 10 out of 10, but you have a terrible personality, they're not going to like you. And also, if you have an incredible personality, you're going to seem more attracted to them. I'm sorry, that's how it is. Maybe the type of guys that you're going for that are the most shallow human beings on the planet might feel that way, but that's between you and the billionaire that you're having an affair with. I don't know. So she says,
Well, men will want eye candy at the end of the day, and if a man got like that and he has his pockets full, yeah, he'll take on a woman that might be alleged to be a 10, which, in my opinion, the Richter scale of beauty and physical attraction is kind of pushing it. It's not really accurate because most dudes nowadays, and it's bad for black men, some dudes will look at any woman that looks maybe cute in the face, slim in the waist, and etc., and will consider them a 10. I don't go by the Richter scale, unfortunately. And I don't think no man should either. A woman has to bring something more qualities to the table. Let's go.
because I said, I don't think it's fair for a woman who's clearly had work done to be talking to women about how you have to be top level attractive to get a man. And she says, you can't afford to have my jeans. I was always that girl. What? And she's blatantly saying this in the comment section. Like this isn't even hidden messages. We'll get to the DM she sent me that got her account deleted. Oh my Lord. I have a screenshot here. I don't even remember if this is the first one that I was sent or if this is just one of many. She responded to somebody's story and she writes, quote unquote, if you're fat, it's a sickness.
Sadia not playing, gentlemen. She's telling all you ladies, if you're too big, it is considered sickness. I will have to agree to a point on that one. Let's continue.
Unprovoked. This was unprovoked. And then she starts commenting on other random people's videos and tagging me. And she said they pretend to be, but are the biggest haters. They only support women they aren't threatened by, like Cassia West. So basically what she's saying here is that the only women that support me are women that aren't threatened by me. Why the hell would you want women to be threatened by you? That is the most...
I'll tell you why she wants that. Because she knows in her heart, the more you're concerned about her, what she's doing, and feel threatened, the easier she got access to your man. Especially a man is, quote unquote, considered high value. Let that sink in, ladies. Sadia Khan only goes for the best. She'll sit there, she'll mix, and she will listen in and plays her part. And once she is ready, she swoop in for the kill. Very cold calculator. Do y'all agree? Let's go.
most psychotic mentality I've ever heard of. Who raised this woman to think that she's in competition with every other woman on the planet? Like, I feel so bad for her. How can you feel like you're in competition or threatening other women? So the women that you want to be following you are ones that you threaten? What? Then she starts telling people in her little Patreon that I am telling people she's indoctrinated. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. What, that it's like your religion or something? I've said nothing about religion. I've said, why are you telling me that my man wants you? Why are you telling girls that they have to be a 10 out of 10? I'm telling you that as a professional woman, you shouldn't be talking like this. And she goes, yep, I can show you screenshots. I hope she...
But who said she was professional? She is a corset. She's one of the women that you don't with, man. She is riding and bumping with the top men. She is beyond what is considered, and you guys not gonna like this, but I have to play it because repetition is the key. She is that woman that is beyond most smart women that's riding the carousel. Do you want to say it again? Let's repeat that again. Any questions? All right, let's go.
She does as bad of a job photoshopping my comments as she did photoshopping her literal psychology degree. Because what the hell? This is why I never shared anything. Because what? I said not even close to true. I never said a word about her aside from this video. Then Sadia says, have you seen what you look like? Do you genuinely think I'm jealous of you? Oh my God. Then someone accused her of not actually being accredited. And she goes, oh, wait, because I'm not white. She constantly jumps to a race card because she thinks it's going to save her every time.
Oh my goodness. No, Sadia, don't tell me you like them chicks that like say you prejudice against people that are brown skin and all that dumb shit. Don't tell me you're using that car, baby. Don't tell me. Please don't. All you do is stand there and look cute for those suckers, those simps to sit there throw money at you in the thousands. Don't use the goddamn race card as an excuse. I don't accept it. No man accept it. Don't do it. Please. Let's go.
And then she's accused.
Oh, as I know, I got nearly 400 people watching, popping in and out. Likes are free, guys. You get the like button and, participate in the chat room. I know this is something that it's not been talked about or looked at, but let's be interactive with tonight's stream. This is going to be very intriguing. Let's go.
Accusing me of being racist. Meanwhile, my husband, who was sitting right next to me, is literally darker than her. It makes no sense. Make it make sense. It goes on and on.
Oh, baby, I didn't know you like chocolate. Oh, you like that chocolate, man? Your man's black or brown. Okay. All right. I ain't knocking it. All right, let's go.
For a little while in the comment section before I stopped responding to her, she has her little lackeys, little boy toys, commenting on my stuff for a little while. It made me giggle. Now the DMs start. Okay, now I screen recorded this because I didn't want her to be able to say that I photoshopped, because that's clearly like what she loves to do. She sends me some screenshots that are like blurred images. I have no idea. Oh, this was a DM she sent to him because I had her blocked right away. I wasn't gonna get into it. So after your wife was made aware of this woman's racist comments, she goes and supports her. So because some women were commenting on my video where I was talking about her, she thinks that I'm now supporting all of them. If one of them did something that was racist, that's not right.
Oh, for new people that's in the building, if you're not aware of Sadia Khan, a quick Google search will explain more. But in short term, this woman is now put out here as a fake psychologist with no actual credentials in her field, what she's doing, and she's getting paid by thousands by simp said men. I hope that was clear. If any other questions, please put in some chat. Thank you.
But I have nothing to do with that. She goes, your wife was sent her screenshots where she told me to go back to my country and stay where I belong. No, I wasn't. But also, I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying, why are you disrespecting women? She goes, and your ugly ass wife who claims to support women is supporting a racist. Seriously, because one girl in my comment section is racist, now I'm supporting a racist. It makes absolutely no sense. She's just like constantly... It's so manipulative. Like, she's worse than any ex I've ever had. Like, this is a level to how she's scary. And this is why I think no one's ever called her out before. Like, no one has called out Sadia Khan before, because she threatens people and she threatens to say things that are going to expose them. Meanwhile, she is photoshopping even her own degree, let alone photoshopping screenshots of what other people have said. So anyone that gets into an altercation with her is scared to say anything, even though you can easily find many comments coming from her account where she is horribly nasty to people. This is why her account keeps getting taken down. And she goes, and you're both too much of a pussy to talk to me directly. But let me show you screenshots of the woman your girl supports. And yes, you're both women, she says. So she's saying that I'm ugly. She's saying that my husband's a woman. And she's calling us both a pussy. Okay. Now, these screenshots have literally nothing to do with me. I haven't even looked at them. It's just a conversation that she's having between her and some girl who's commented on my video. She goes, so tell your ugly ass wife to unblock me and speak to me directly, but you're both too much of a pussy to do that.
Man, she ain't no joke, man. And I'm looking at it. I wish I could screenshot for y'all to see, but this is on IG that I'm not sure if she still has the evidence, but this is a video she did, so it looked like she kept most of the screenshots of those conversations. Sadia Khan is not what we expect who she really is. Let's go.
Racist gossip girls. She goes, if I expose your racist wife who has no balls but to sit behind a screen and gossip with her lesbian husband, it's over for you, is what she said. Completely unprovoked, threatening me. Insane.
Thank you. Thank you. I forgot what her name is. I mean, shout out to the woman with the evidence because that was needed. Very much needed. Very much needed. So good for her. All right. Now, next, I'm going down the list. I'm trying to find some things here. Let's look at this one right here. Let's go. And guys, like the stream. Fair use in effect.
In my most recent video. Here's the update that I wanted
Oh,
to make
sorry about that.
sure that you saw and you heard. I will post it here, but let me read it for you. The woman in the before picture that I posted in that video is not Sadia Psychology. That's Sadia Khan. Now remember, there are lots of Sadia Khan. So if you look her up, you're going to see a Pakistani actress. You're going to see a UK counselor who covers up properly. And those are not her. And there are some other ones as well. But this one, I received this photo from someone credible who worked with Sadia Khan. The woman contacted me, the woman that was in the picture, she contacted me on TikTok and she confirmed her identity. I asked her to show me the original picture. And I asked her to show me another picture of herself. And I spoke to her and she seemed lovely. And she was genuinely just a little bit upset, but not at me, but just at the situation. And she was very understanding. And I apologized to her for any confusion. And it's all fine. And I promised her that I would definitely update all of you about these new facts. But I have more information for you today. People just love to come out and talk to me. Here's the deal. The comment that someone sent to my video on the other place said she went to school in like 2012. She was in her A levels in the UK. So that's like high school age for the US. So I usually say Sadia Khan taught high school because that's equivalent to the age bracket that we would consider high school in the States. But technically she taught A levels, right? Not university. In the UK, they call it college, and college is different from university in the UK. But in the United States, it's the same. So it's confusing. Sadia Khan is not a university professor. She had a qualified teacher status certificate and designation for teaching these A levels. So she taught this girl, and I blacked out her name, even though she commented publicly, and in about 2012. So Sadia Khan would have been around 26, 25, something like that. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of where I put it at. And she said Sadia was beautiful then. And the picture is definitely not her. And I told her, yes, I found out that was not her. But she said, I don't think she had plastic surgery. If anything, she just has like this beauty treatments that most people get, but that she was beautiful then, she's beautiful now, and she looks the same. I'm still not convinced that's true. And I think the reason why is because she could definitely have had plastic surgery before she taught this girl in 2012. Now, I went to a very posh high school, and a lot of people got plastic surgery in American high school. So they were very young. So like 16, 17, 18, who knows? I have no idea. But I'm going to drop this avenue because I definitely don't want people to get the impression that I really care that much if she's had plastic surgery. I am not nitpicky or petty about her appearances. If she's beautiful, great. Like, I'm happy for her to be beautiful. But the thing is that I've heard from very credible sources close to her who have been good friends with her that have come to me, and they've told me that she has divulged her plastic surgery history. She just doesn't have a before picture to show. And I think it's very strange that.
Well, you know what? You know what we're gonna do? Since they're saying that her body has been altered, which I would say I agree, we're gonna do a poll, and we're gonna let the people in the chat room or watch this be the judge if she has some work done. So let's listen more, be patient, and be creative. All right.
She doesn't have any history online available before like 2020. Now, I've found her on her previous pages of employment, And she's got a profile, but she's got no picture. And the other people have pictures, but she doesn't. So either she avoided taking a picture then, or she went back and removed her picture. So this is very bizarre behavior, especially, you got married, you have family, you have friends, all this stuff, and there's no normal pictures of Sadia Khan online. I find that very bizarre and suspect. Yes, people can be private, but I'm 46. Like, you might not have had a smartphone back then, but you took lots of pictures. So, I'm just saying, I think there's more to this story, but what I'm going to focus on is the absolute objective, inarguable facts that she is a fraud and that she is a horrible human being who harasses and terrorizes people, abuses them, insults them, mocks them. And I definitely think she's in the cluster B category because of this diabolical nature. And it's a pattern that's consistent over the years and over time and with people. Watch my last video for some of the content that I didn't post in this video so that you can kind of tie it all together. But I just wanted to update you because it's really important for you to know that I am interested in the truth. I am not interested in tearing this person down or being vindictive or finding dirt on her. That is not my intention here. I just want to understand the truth. I'm trying to connect the dots. And she's not a reliable person. She's unwilling to participate in clarifying the details. If anybody has any details about pictures that, maybe they have of her before 2012, or if they can confirm if she went to the universities she claims that she went to, I think that master's diploma is completely forged. It's inconsistent in her story from 2023 to 2025. She has a document that has the signature of the new dean when she would have attended with the previous dean if she attended there. But that dean died. Somebody told me this before, but I completely forgot. There was an accusation. So allegedly, she could have also, she could have bought the document. It's really easy to buy the fake document. So you can either buy the fake document from UCL.
All right, guys, the poll is set. Looking to hear from y'all. Select which you think is fitting for this conversation and more. All right, let's go.
Or there was a picture of a woman who is what Sadia Khan claims to be and has the masters that she's using, allegedly, and she just photoshopped her name over the top. So if you look at it side to side, it does look pretty exact. And supposedly that woman posted it on LinkedIn, and allegedly Sadia Khan just took it from her LinkedIn page and photoshopped it to her advantage. Now, I didn't say this in the last video, but when I first looked up Sadia Khan in 2023, when she was unsuspecting, when she didn't think she was in trouble, that she was caught or anything, she had different LinkedIn profiles. Now, I've only ever had one LinkedIn profile, and I'm 46 years old, only ever had one. So she had maybe like 2 at the time, but since then those have been shut down, and she's got new LinkedIn profiles that are managed by her management team, her agents or whatever. And I just compared the 2, and her posted bachelor's and her posted master's was different. It was like switched with different like titles of her fields of study. Nobody who has been through their master's is going to make a mistake and say the wrong field of study or be inconsistent about these details. So immediately I thought, okay, this is bogus. This is not real. But then it disappeared. And then all of a sudden this new one appeared, and she didn't know what a PhD was. And so there's so many reasons to assume that, she doesn't have these things that she claims to have. So I hope this helped, and just watch the series. Go to my playlist.
Yes. Oh yes, this is going to help greatly. It's going to help very greatly. In my opinion, I believe she does have something done. Maybe her hips, maybe. I'm not sure about her upper body because I don't see the old pictures. I only see what is presented to her in the here and now, most likely. Maybe some that go as far as back 3 years ago, but nothing is substantial of anything of what she actually looks like. Get your... All right. So what else I'm gonna run? Okay. Oh, this one right here, the logical. I gotta run this one. Let's listen to this one. Fairies. And make sure you guys like the stream and subscribe to the channel and become a member. Let's go.
Two families, like 20 kids, and they've got to feed these two wives. They're busy. They're booked and busy. They've got two wives to look after. Men with one wife will have an affair every 2 years. So I'm thinking, what might be, but like not every 2 years, but some men with just one wife, they can. Their affairs are more likely. So sometimes it made me realize that polygamy might be better than monogamy. At least there's some element of knowledge and control. I can see the difference, because you're either, I'm not saying you have to have either or. There's many, many, many monogamous men out there. But there are, in monogamous countries, there's a lot of infidelity. So it does show you that maybe there isn't just one route for a faithful relationship. Maybe there is different routes for it. You just have to pick what you're okay with. Yeah? As a woman, you have to pick what you're okay with. Are you okay with you being polygamous? Are you okay with your partner being polygamous? Are you okay with just a really monogamous man? But then if you really want a monogamous man, you have to choose a man with low testosterone. If you really, really want a monogamous man, his testosterone has to be really low. But if you're choosing a high testosterone man and expecting him to be faithful for the rest of your life, you have to be slightly more realistic. Yeah?
Wow, what the heck was she saying? This is some side chick logic. This video was taken this past weekend at the London event.
But and the lady that you see him playing is, her name is Mrs. or Dr. Taylor, for those that don't know. There is no logic when it comes to rationale of a lot of women, whether modern or non. This is how women think. This is their logic. And a woman like herself that's already proven to be a very loyal, useful side piece, her logic has no bounds. So she's sitting there just giving her understand, her take to modern men, or maybe above average men, so that they can see her point. But we all know, she plays a role well in the luxury of men and gives them everything, including the box and mouth. All right, let's go for yours.
A lot of people are asking, what happened? Did she go? Yes. I heard she charges a ridiculous amount of money for these engagements. So she probably had to show up, but it wasn't a good idea, because now we have videos like this from people who were in attendance showing how irrational she sounds. Now, I'm not going to diagnose her. I'm not a licensed psychologist, and I'm no longer a licensed mental health counselor.
There's no need for diagnose. She's telling right there that she only shows up if you have money. You don't have no couple $1,000s and you don't have a crowd, she's not gonna be there. It's that simple. She only goes to the highest bidder. She gives her body to the highest bidder. She gives her mouth to the highest bidder. Hell, she get. Let's continue.
Nor a licensed marriage, couples, and family therapist. I retired in 2019, but from my academic background, I would guess that this.
So I would take you retire at 40. Okay.
This is an example of pressured speech from someone afflicted with a manic disposition, but I could be wrong. But that's what I'm seeing here from my academic background, which was in clinical mental health counseling. I do feel a little bit sorry for her, because clearly, she's stressed, she's probably not sleeping, and she's very anxious about what's happening to her.
Trust me, don't be stressed. She got a rich man that will take care of her. Hell, she tell you already that she sit there, she'll give fellatio and admits on a phone conversation, a text message. She'll go back and forth with you on social media, so you know how much she desires to be the cortisol, the side piece of a man, a well-do-off man. Let's keep that in mind. Let that sink in. Let's continue.
Career right now, but that aside, I think it's still very important until she comes out and takes accountability and owns up to the things that she's done.
She won't. She will never do that, because her credibility is tarnished. The minute she sit there, admit, and come out, is either gonna make her, not only make her or break her, but it's gonna do two things. It's gonna overinflate and make her more promising and more lucrative to other men that simps, or a lot of dudes not gonna deal with them and they say, "Oh, the hell with this bitch." That's the only two options, and I don't see either one will be effective if she comes clean. Roughly, it is what it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Not let her get off the hook. So she posted this whole announcement on her Instagram page today, trying to create a false narrative, defending herself against the allegations that she cheated with a married man and that she's not trained to do what she's doing. So let me also make a point about that. A, she's using loopholes and to manipulate the narrative because she didn't have an affair with a married man. The guy that they have the audio of was engaged, and it was in 2021. So maybe they're not seeing each other anymore, but that was real. John Dorsey, Goob, did talk to that guy, and he totally fessed up that, yeah, you know, I did it, I made a mistake, but he owned his stuff. So he's not on blast, but she is, because she's lying about it and trying to pretend like it didn't happen and creating this whole saga about it being AI generated, but it's not, it's real. Now, the second part about her being fully trained, she's not a fully trained professional psychologist. She was trained as a psychology teacher of A levels. That's teenagers.
Let me acknowledge a person chat. What's good, Gregory Scotland? Good evening, sir. Hope everything's well. I don't know if you want to have your take on this. I know this came and gone roughly, but it's always known that there's some more information out there that's not been said about. So hope you participate, chat, and give your take, Mr. Gregory Scotland. Let's cut to you guys. Make sure you like the stream, share the stream, subscribe to the Chaos Rain Show, and hell, throw some ducats, donate to the channel. You know, throw a super chat in here. Let's go.
That's low-level remedial psychology teacher, not a professor, not a counselor or therapist or anything that is clinically trained to do proper treatment of people with mental health issues. So here we are in this public speaking arrangement where she's presenting this idea that polygamy is healthier than monogamy, because if you are in a polygamous situation and you are a second wife, you know that your husband is not cheating on you because he's sleeping with his first wife. And that makes sense to you, her in this instance, because you are so afraid of being cheated on, disrespected, or abandoned, right? These are childhood wounds and abandonment issues that she's bringing to the table. And it's her way of coping with that to regain some kind of control in the situation. So instead of going crazy, wondering if this man that she's with monogamously, like theoretically, is cheating on her, she now knows that he is just with his other wife, and somehow this is rational to her. Like, this is the sense that she's made of it. And she's trying to say that if you want a high value, high testosterone man, you're going to tolerate that, because if you settle for someone in a monogamous relationship, not only is he going to cheat on you anyway, he's going to have low T. So he's going to be a weak, low value man if you're in a monogamous relationship. So this is the way that she is trying to cope with her own insecurities and her own anxieties and her own anxious attachment issues and abandonment wounds. And now she's projecting it out there, asserting herself as an expert in the field, trying to influence your opinion about monogamy versus polygamy, and stating that if you want to be a high T, high value man, you're going to be polygamous. And if you're a high value woman, you're going to tolerate that, and it's better for you. So think about that before you actually listen to this woman. I mean, if you're going to listen to her, at least know that it's just her opinion, and it's just her trying to rationalize and intellectualize her own choices in her life. And she's pushing it off to you as if it's some kind of expert opinion. It's not based on any kind of research, and it's doing a lot of damage. So this is dangerous stuff to be out there so prolifically, because she's viral. So
yes, and she went viral on her own terms for, I'm not sure when she first went viral on social media, but she's here now. And I like to acknowledge this. Gregory Scotland says it's just worse and worse for Miss Khan, and just like Mrs. Bryant. You know, I don't want to get into Mrs. Bryant, because if you did not know Gregory Scott, Mrs. Bryant she has admit that high tier, low value, what she call that dumb shit? Low tier, low vibration nonsense. She took what Kevin established and she twisted for her own doing. That is so sinister. It is sick to my stomach. I said, you can't make this up, man. Matter of fact, I got someone better. Kevin said best. Kevin does say best.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up. God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Yeah. So, like I said, you can't make it up. And for you, Gregory Scott, I got something special for you. And this is only for you because you're the first contributor of today's stream. And you're going to like this, my brother. This one is for you.
The money.
Show you the money. Show you the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money.
Thank you, Gregory Scotland, for the $5 super chat. I do appreciate, brother. Oh, and you know, I never set a goal. Normally we try to go roughly to $50 or more for every stream. But you know, it's like I said, this all goes to the channel and anything else. Thank you for your super chat, my brother. I appreciate it. Make sure to show it. Okay. All right. Next video. What video I'm gonna run now? Matter of fact, I'm gonna what's happening? Yeah, I'm gonna run the one with her Miss Dr. Taylor and Mr. James, because they went in more detail of her more detailed experience or back and forth with Miss Sadia Khan. So let's listen to this. Fair use. Enjoy.
How did you come across Sadia Khan? Your
and you wrote some. What's this right? I remember from the days of the Coach Clinton and Dr. Oh yeah, that's what's up, brother. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, let's listen in.
history or background with kind of like what you started to notice, and what is it that you tried to do in terms of finding out more information about what she was presenting and what qualifications she had?
Sure. It was 2 years ago, well, 2+ years ago. I think it was summer of 2023. We had our first interaction that kind of started this whole thing. But I saw her stuff on TikTok, on YouTube. I think it was started on TikTok and Instagram, and then she really populated a new YouTube channel. But I thought her stuff was decent, but not as a therapist. I thought her stuff was just decent red pill stuff because that was very popular in my neighborhood online. And she said she was a psychologist, so I assumed she was a psychologist. Good faith, face value. Usually that's how it goes. But you always should have that questioning mind, right? That curious mind. Like if you notice things, then don't take it for granted for too long if you have inconsistencies staring at you. But you wanted to, you like to trust people. And I observed her behavior in the comment section, and that's the notorious tell that everyone is talking about now, that she just goes off. People don't even believe it's her. They're like, oh, it's a bot. Oh, it's someone that works for her or whatever. Come up with some kind of, she was hacked. And this is somebody who's posing as her in her comment section, acting very dysregulated, very, the word that I use is ghetto, ratchet, whatever you want to call it, immature, reactive, like all the derogatory words. Like that's how she behaves in the comments section. And it's a stark contrast to how she presents in her videos, or generally. I think now you're seeing the mask drop a little bit more in her videos, but she's much more polished and refined in how she presents herself on her videos. And she's not like that in the comment section. And I just made a comment on one of her age gap videos, and I don't remember exactly how the argument escalated, but I was having my comment started a thread. So there was all these people leaving comments under my comment talking to me, which I don't know if that upset her because I had such an active thread and I had said that I was a retired mental health professional and I had this experience with sexual trauma survivors, and I didn't agree with her assessment that all young women are damaged if they like an older man. And so I was challenging that assumption, and she shut it down. And she's like, I've never seen it. That's not the case. And I just thought this is a very strange way for a therapist to be talking. I mean, I was and am a retired therapist, so I have more leeway in the way that I speak online, but someone who is currently licensed or is a practicing therapist, psychologist, is under different expectations of how they communicate to their potential clients, to the public, and whatever, when they're in a working capacity. And it was just, to me, a big red flag that there was something off here. So I asked her for her credentials, but not in a demanding way. I just said, well, what are your credentials? And she's like, you want me to send them to you? You send me yours, I'll send you mine. And I was like, oh, okay. She got like super volatile and defensive. And so I looked in my email and she shot off like an email saying, I forget what it says. It was a short email. The first one's like, okay, here's my license. Let me see yours. I bet you don't have any. And I'm going to tell everybody that you're a fraud. Da, 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 da. And so I sent her a copy of my PhD and she came back with, what's that? See, I knew you were a fraud. Like, that's not in marriage and family counseling. You're a doctor of philosophy. So she didn't know what a PhD was. And that made me laugh. But then I was like, okay, wow, something is really up. Like, I don't
It's the
believe
thing that
this
it's
person.
Well, for the good doctor, you must keep in mind, you show your credentials, she doesn't recognize it because she's not in the goddamn field in her perfection. And this is my thing. For a lot of people that go to school for higher education and continue education from going from bachelor's to master's and doctorate, do your own goddamn research on the people that said they have these higher degrees. If they have a LinkedIn, then yes, you could ask for the degree, a picture, whatever certification to show proof. We need to stop accepting these people, really, because what I've noticed now, what social media has created, including YouTube, is a space, an environment for fake scholars to come here and act as scholars to make money off people's ignorance. And we have too many of them now on the internet, and I think we're going to see more of them. And to be honest with y'all, if I was making money these people make it, if they went as far as gotten these degrees, master's, and doctorate in the clinical field of psychology, like in regards to dealing with the mind itself, the brain, whatever you want to call it, right? All right. The last thing I really want to focus on is creating a YouTube channel. Now, hear me out. A YouTube channel should only be used if you're going further in, give tips and message, and then you could probably promote oneself. But it should not be somewhere you constantly create content doing like everybody else. Now you're gonna be questioned. Anyhow, let me let this play. I'm gonna let this play.
The bare bones thing in mental health is that we effectively know, like for instance, in our field, having your master's is effectively, from the mental health space, the equivalent of like a high school diploma. Everybody's got to have it. That's
Right.
that's the baseline.
Right.
So just having a master's doesn't make you super great or bad. It just means like that's just the foundational basis for how almost all of us can work in this space as clinicians, right? And then we all know like the step up from that is like your license or going on to get your doctorate. And obviously you get to pick whether it's going to be like clinical psychology, if it's going to be marriage and family, if it's going to be the doctorate in counseling education. There's just different tracks and options, and you got PsyDs and PhDs. We kind of know that language in that world. So that early on, you're saying that you started to sense that she didn't know any of this.
Exactly. So
And she shouldn't know anything because she is not what she says she is. And I feel sorry for Dr. Taylor to play this game with this so-called fraud, this air bitch, right? Because when you present your credentials and you look at her credentials and you look at and you pay attention from the paperwork, how it was designed, constructed, you could obviously tell this is a fake scamming chick. And she has the audacity to tell and say to you, you're a fake and you're a scammer. Ain't this some weirdo shit? The audacity of these chicks. Well, like I said, it's not easy doing what you have to do. Let's go.
I was like, does she even have her master's that she claims? And she
No,
didn't
she
send
does
it
not.
to me. She sent what she sent to me was her teaching certificate,
Mhm.
um, which doesn't qualify her as a psychologist. And it was
Yeah.
actually not what she claimed. She said, "This is my DHA, which is the Dubai Health Authority psychology license." And what she's sending me is not that. So
Mhm.
I asked her, I'm like, what is this? Like, I think she thought I was a fraud. Like, I think she
Mhm.
really thought I was an online fraud like her and that I was completely bluffing. And I don't think, or I think she assumed I wouldn't know what she was showing me. Like, I
Mhm.
didn't know what to look for. And this is what she does with, allegedly, this is what I think she does with everybody that hires her, is that she just provides these things, claims it's something, and they believe her.
Wow.
Right? But
Wow.
that was the catalyst that made my mommy sleuth. I wasn't a mom then, but like I still have that, investigative mind and my passion for gatekeeping the profession and the public, that I was
Mhm.
like, okay,
Mhm.
I need to find out more, because I didn't even feel comfortable claiming anything if I couldn't verify it first, right? I didn't want to
Right.
say you're a fraud with certainty until I
Mhm.
did my own research. So I did my own digging and looked at her LinkedIn, and she had two different LinkedIn pages back then that say different, very different things than they
Mhm.
do now. And I don't know, I just looked up everything that I could find. I researched her on the internet as deep as I could go without breaking any.
One other thing. As you guys watching the video, can I get some more likes? I would appreciate it. Throw some more likes in the bucket, man. Let this people know that we're live. We're going into this. We're looking at this. Hit the like button, please. Please. Like buttons. Likes. I appreciate it. Like. Hit the like. Let's go.
Laws just in my living room with my computer and no tech. So I just found out that there were a lot of inconsistencies, and she didn't have any licenses. I did contact the DHA. I did contact the British Psychological Society,
Wow.
and nobody had heard of her. And I even tried to track down some of her employers to see if they would say something. And
Mhm.
one person actually responded, and they said that she quickly didn't work there anymore and she was stricken from the website. I was like, oh, well, that doesn't sound good.
Wow.
So it seems like there's a lot
Was
of,
was that place that you were able to make contact with someone, was that a counseling place or was that something else?
I think it was something else. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I have since, and I am allowed to say this because the person said they would go on record. I have
Mhm.
since confirmed with a previous employer of hers in education.
Mhm.
So her background is that she graduated with a bachelor's, and then she got her qualified teacher status certificate, and then she started teaching A levels. A levels in like American conversion is like high school, like the
Okay.
upper high
Okay.
school, like
Yeah.
junior and senior year for us. The
Mhm.
reason why I know this is because the Cayman Islands is British, and I had to transfer from the British system to the American system, and it put me back. So when you
Mm.
transfer from the British system to the American system, you fall back. So people like to say, "Oh, A levels is college." No, 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 no. A levels is
Mhm.
not college. A levels is
Yeah.
teenagers. A levels is high school, like the upper
Yeah.
years of high school.
And there's a reason why they do that, because if for those that don't understand how the American education system works, including the, I guess, outside America's soil, education is totally different on how people learn and progress and move on. Even grade levels are different from America and outside America. So people that, let's say, come from, like you said, the Cayman Islands, they would graduate early and they might not go through a grade point system once they come here in America. Whatever they learn here, they will look at them and assess them and might put them back a grade back one or two, possibly. So that way you're up to the same standard to the United States educational system in regards where you're at. And normally what's going on now, people don't know that usually people that come from different countries could do a test and get around that and graduate on time, or graduate, or don't even go to the high school or whatever system education in America. But not all states do that, roughly. And usually you gotta know someone to do that, and your parents gotta really be well known to really make the moves, so that way you're able to move on instead retaking back certain things you learned right from another country. So just for food thought. All right, let's go.
Because people graduate earlier in the British system. They graduate around 16, not 18, like in the United States. So she taught high school level students according to our US standards, right? Not university, but it's their college, but it's the equivalent to high school for us. So she taught A levels, and she kept allegedly getting fired. She had a few, like several positions. I don't remember how many exactly, maybe 3 or 4. But the last one is the person that I spoke to, so I can speak to that. So that person is on record saying that she was fired within 2 weeks of being hired as a teacher for inappropriate behavior with the students.
Oh, okay. And this person.
Did y'all hear that? Did that? Let me wind it back. I think that went over my head a little bit. Let me wind it back. She got fired being inappropriate. Let's go back. Nope, that's too far back. Let's hear that again.
Oh, okay. And this person's going to go on record with it.
Allegedly, and to
Hold on. Let me do this.
Speak to that. Within 2 weeks of being hired as a teacher for inappropriate behavior with the students.
Oh, okay.
So we want to know, what is the inappropriate behavior? Are you one of them weirdo teachers, Miss Khan? You touching the boys? Are you one of these ladies that we find problem in America, especially? But I think she's in the either British education system teaching, or maybe Dubai. I think she was in UK teaching. Are you doing the same things that we have problems in America when women are messing around with children? I wonder. Let's listen more of this.
And this person's going to go on record with this.
They've gone on record with it, but I haven't really emphasized it out there yet. So I have a lot of information that I can still expose her with, but it's, it doesn't look good to be so focused on this. So I try to kind of balance it out, but I'm also giving her time to come forward and to take accountability and to start telling the truth. But she's
Listen to me, good women. Ladies, listen to me good. Let me myself big. Stop it right now. You're wasting your time trying to get these other women to hold accountability for their degenerate, no good asses ways. Women today don't feel or obligated to be uphold to any accountability that you cannot force any consequence. And expose them is only cracking the surface, but it does not seal and fix the problem. In regards, you need to fix this. You need to take accountability. They're not going to do it. Not saying a woman should, or a group of women, rather black or white, should try to instill an accountability system for these women that do these things. I'm not saying that, but you're going to find it in any environment you're at where there's a lot of women that's around other women. They like to do things that they get away with because they think by default it's fun and they feel they're in the right to do so. So don't waste time trying to hold these women accountable. You're going to waste time. You could try it, but doing that is not going to further them, make them change their ways. Real talk. All right, let's go.
just doubling down and continuing the facade. And I find that unfortunate because she's forcing the issue to be more contentious, where the authorities are going to have to go get her at some point. You know,
the Dubai Health Authority.
Yeah. Well, no, the police. What she's doing is criminal.
Wow.
And so I hear that the laws are very strict there, and that they don't look upon this very lightly. And I absolutely do not wish her harm. All I want is for the woman to not be violating and exploiting people anymore, because she's doing considerable harm to the people she has access to. And that's not just the people she has direct access to, but the world that she's presenting herself to as a psychologist. So I have worked with a couple of her clients, and I've spoken to several of them who have been traumatized by her. So I
Wow.
know for a fact that she is harming people and they're scared of her. That's the thing, is
Mhm.
she lashes out and bullies them and actually scares them into silence. And so
Mhm.
when I'm talking about it, I'm not just talking about it for my purposes. I'm
Mhm.
advocating for all these people who don't feel like they have a voice. And they thank
Mhm.
me profusely one on one for pushing this because nobody else is listening or paying attention.
So people she's worked with in the past, individuals that booked her for services, they're all saying similar themes of unprofessionalism, of lashing out, just blatant, just disrespect, and no semblance of credentials to even match or warrants her to be doing what it is she's doing now.
Absolutely. She's presenting herself as a psychologist, as a professional psychologist. She convinces them that she knows what she's doing and she's a trauma expert. And
Mhm.
the scary part is that because she's so unstable, and this is actually playing out as we speak, right? There's a
Mhm.
previous client of hers that started to make some videos. I don't know if you've caught them yet, but he's made some
Mhm.
videos of her, of his experience with her, and it's not even like mean, these videos. They're very
Mhm.
balanced. He's very fair. He's talking about the good stuff and he's talking about the bad stuff.
Mhm.
And she's now lashing out at him, like she's commenting on his videos and she's exposing some of the information that he shared while working with her.
Wow.
And she's
That
using
is
it
so
in a
disgusting.
derogatory way, like, you
Mhm.
shouldn't say anything because XYZ, you know what I mean? Like a
Mhm. Mhm.
like I said, it's not appropriate. But she's in a position where she's getting people's deepest, darkest experiences, secrets. And
Mhm.
then if anything happens that, I don't know, it goes awry, then can use that against them and bully them with it.
Wow.
So if this
Wow.
is a trauma survivor, imagine how
Mhm.
much more harm it's
Mhm.
going to do, because it's a person of authority, they thought,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
that they've opened up to, and she's pouring salt in the wound, to say it, very lightly.
So having a
Actually, it's considered dangerous. And normally, if she is doing that, which from look like Dr. Taylor has been revealing, what she could do is she could send people to the bottom floor or the bottom room. Just the notion of them knowing that the person they trust with their deepest ambitions, their secrets, what they're going through, and she up here demeaning them, putting it out there on the internet, right? Via text or wherever she does it, how she does it, can lead to a man or woman or man particularly to go and off himself. She sounds very dangerous, people, very dangerous. Yeah, she gotta be watched. All right, let's go.
person who can find out your most vulnerable issues and moments, who acts this way, and knowing that now that it's being revealed that she's effectively frauding people and flat out lying about her credentials, outside of taking her to court, they can't go to the public space and say anything because they know. I think I've seen her threatening to sue several people. This is wow. This is
Oh, I'm glad Mr. St. James said that. Next video I'm gonna run, you're gonna see the person that she's trying to attempt to sue. Watch how they handle this. Let's go.
So the people that you were talking to that actually met with her, did any of them ever say, because I'm hearing a lot of conflicting information about how much she was charging these people, did they ever say like what she was charging them? Did it sound like really exorbitant or pretty high?
No, I think her prices, I mean, they went up as she got more popular, but that's normal
Hmm.
as a
Hmm.
coach, especially I've raised my prices over the years, that's normal. The difference, I think, is that there was no warning for some people, that she just started charging them out. Like she didn't want to work with them anymore. She ended up ghosting some people, which is very
Hmm.
inappropriate, right? If you're
Hmm.
if you're
Hmm.
in the mental health fields, you have to spend a lot of time preparing someone for termination,
Yeah.
right? You don't just literally block them, ghost them, and don't ever respond to them ever again, right?
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
a huge no-no. But I think that was part of the reason, is she wanted to sort of find the deeper pockets and price herself into that upscale high-end coach level. which is fine if you're doing everything above board and you're not lying, you're not misrepresenting yourself, and you're informing people appropriately, right? So the price thing doesn't bother me as much, like how much she charges. I mean, yes, I think it's a lot, but if the work is worth it and she's doing it ethically, if people are willing to pay it, that's just the market.
Yeah.
But it is also it's not what a therapist would do. I think that's an important distinction. It's another sign that she's not a healthcare practitioner.
Yeah, one of the things me and you were talking prior to us doing the interview, I was mentioning that I did a video on how to identify these grifters, especially female grifters who are focused on the areas of like dating, sex, and relationships. And of the top 10 things, one of them that kind of stood out to me was arguably one of the easiest ways to like spot an influencer or grifter who's kind of in it for the wrong reasons is although they're supposed to be marketing or saying that, hey, it's the lifestyle coaching, it's the therapy, it's the mental health, it's whatever it is that's supposed to be the product, and in reality they're almost using like their overt pretty privilege and selling their sexuality to market it. It's not to say that there's not anybody who's beautiful or handsome who can do the work.
Right.
It's just that's not like from a professional standpoint, that's not really there. Like imagine a really highly credentialed psychiatrist who, whenever he goes up to do a conference, he's wearing like a tank top. And I was like, what? And he, flexing the muscles and doing like, they're like kind of weird. Like he doesn't have to do that because the work will speak for itself.
But Mr. James, most people, when they have to show their body like a man, and there are men out there that's telling women what they want to hear, and they're showing, let's say, the upper body particularly. We ain't gonna name names. That is just the bait to lure them in. So once they lure in, these women are gonna fall and infatuate with their physique, and they're going to open up their purse and give their funds to said man. Women are very much right now, as we see, probably more visual than the men. Now I think about it. So it make it easy for a man if he keep his body up to par and he says the right things. No, my fault. Says the things women want to hear. He'll get paid in this space. Real talk. He'll get paid. Yes. Gregory Scotland said he said it best. Please get the likes up. We have 270 or whatever. Please get likes up. Oh, Gregory Scott, if you see it jump in the chat room, who's watching, let me know, and and I'll tell him to get the likes up. All right, let's go.
And I didn't realize that too much later on, that she and many other ladies who can kind of skip through a lot of the scrutiny. Like I'm 2 months into some of these people in the internet starting to know who I am. And people are automatically looking at my credentials, looking for my license, trying to see where I graduated from. They're posting this all in comment sections. And I'm like, this is 2 months into them knowing.
But, I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that. And you as a man, that if you really are in this field doing what you're doing, you should not knock it either. My biggest issue with a lot of women that are in the clinical psychiatry or therapy or have master's or doctorate degree in the field of those studies where we deal with people's mental illness, mental problems, you have to be credentialed up. It is vital now. It is very, let me tell you something right now. And Gregory Scott will say best, or anybody that's watching chat room that's participating right now. Right now, as we see the mental illness right now here in the West is a big problem. A serious problem. And the reason why I say serious problem because a lot of people don't know what, how, and when to progress in today's world, aka today's economy. And what's happened is making people go crazy, mad, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people, especially women, are taking a lot more drugs than the last 5 or 10 years. I would say the last 5 or 6 years, roughly. Men out here losing their mind. Like glittery. And what has happened to a lot of people, American people, they're coping with doing two things. Doing more excessive alcohol, drug use, or taking pills for the problems. And to me, as a man, I look at it as a red flag. That's a no-no. So, and There are ways to correct this, but let's keep going. Phase.
And she could have done this for years if it wasn't for the most recent scandal. And she was like skated, like most people just had no idea and would even assume, oh, she calls herself a psychologist, so she's a psychologist. Like just there's just no like follow through. But like actual professionals, if you say something in the public space questioning a particular view or political thing that's impacting the field, people are like, oh, he's a kook or he doesn't know anything. And I'm like, why is it that we have almost like substantially higher standards for everybody who's actually doing the work? And if they're like grifting and if they're really pretty or really handsome, they can kind of skirt through all of this stuff. What are your thoughts about that?
I'll tell you why. It's because people are very much fall into the spell of beauty and allure. If you look good, like I said earlier, if you're a man and you tell them what they want to hear and you look appealing, and especially if you're not good looking in the face, but your body's good enough, they will run with you. They'll follow you. They will even go as far as listen to all your bullish for the possibility of two things: to either get in your pants, or you're going to give them, or they're going to give you some money to hear more of what they want to hear. It's either or. I'm gonna keep this playing because I don't want to be here too long. Let's go.
Well, I think one of the first people that I told about this, because he's from the area, he's, in Dubai, he said, beautiful women get away with murder. And I think that is unfortunately true.
Listen to me good. Hear me good now. If you're a man and you fall, like literally fall into the beauty of woman, and this applies to all race of women, gentlemen, get your mind clear. Focus. Stay focused as clear and hard as you can. Because one of the few things you're going to see more of these grifters, they're going to put a grifter that's going to look pretty decent enough in your face, and it's going to make you simp to give. You're going to give her all your goddamn money. And I'm going to tell you, stop it. Stop it. All right, let's go.
It's been true for a very long time. And it's unfortunate. And I hope to change that, because I think it's helped to create these women who are just irresponsible. They don't take accountability. They're entitled. And I'm not just talking about grifters online, but women in general. If we're talking about trends in mental health, there's a lot of this coddling that happens with women, that sort of the, I don't want to get political, but a lot of the progressivism that has happened in our society has impacted women in that way, that it's created this sort of free pass to do anything and get away with it, not have to face the consequences. And I put out a video the other day about cluster B personality traits and how to look out for them. And a lot of people assume that you have to have experienced trauma in order to become this cluster B personality. First of all, it usually starts very young in age. That's why it's a personality disorder. It's not something that just happens all of a sudden in your 20s. But a lot of times it's not trauma. A lot of times it's the opposite. It's like a permissive parent who spoiled you and who didn't put in boundaries. So they neglected you in a way. They didn't show you how, behavior is attached to consequences. And so then you then develop these more narcissistic traits where you're antisocial and you disregard the law. And this is kind of the result of what we're seeing, is that women abuse that pretty privilege, and generally, they get away with this stuff.
What are your thoughts about Sadia Khan and her views of like the law and the legal system? Is it something that you think that she kind of sort of tries to skirt around, or does she flat out like just disregard it and isn't like scared of it at all?
I mean, she said it. I don't think it was a joke. I don't think it was satire. She, in a video, said, if she was in another life, she would be a drug dealer. And then she described
drug dealer comment. Yeah,
she
true.
described her own characteristics of not having any work ethic, being very lazy, not having any respect for the law, and just wanting to get away with things. And so she said, I'd probably be like maybe a drug addict and a drug dealer. I think that's what she said. Anyway, it was a tell. That's her dropping her mask and describing herself more authentically. But I can't assess anybody because I'm not a mental health professional, but in my academic experience and training, right, a lot of her behavior points to many of these pathologies. And in my experience, when I was a mental health professional, I saw, like I told you before, I saw a lot of severe mental illness in the work that I did, which many of us do. And she is one of the worst presentations that I've ever seen. The fact that she disregards the law the way that she does, the fact that she lies through her teeth the way that she does, and she just shapeshifts. She just puts on an act and gaslights people to buying into it and gets away with it with her pretty privilege. So to me, that indicates some of the more serious pathologies are present. And I just compare it to some of the maybe the famous con artists out there, like Anna Delvey. She reminds me of Anna Delvey, if you've watched that Netflix show.
Yeah,
Like
it's great.
how deep it goes. It's, you know, you want to help them. You want to be the therapist that fixes her, you know, that helps this person resolve whatever's going on. But some people are just not capable or willing. They're not receptive, or they're possessed by demons or evil or whatever the case may be. It's just not possible to change them because they're not willing. And to me, she is dug in to this. And I obviously, I'm a person who carries a lot of empathy, and I see the reasons why people can potentially become the way that they are, but that gets used against you when you're dealing with someone who is a dark personality.
Would you say that she displays the dark triad traits, like the narcissism, psychopathy, and what's the other one, Machiavellianism? Like, do you
Oh,
like
yes.
see that pretty clear? Which one kind of
Absolutely.
stands out the most out of those three?
It's hard. It's a toss-up, but I find the narcissism is the primary.
All right, I see some more people in the building. What's good? What's good? Oh, that's what they call it, Gregory Scott. EDD. EDD, yeah, EDD, emotional dope dealing, yeah. Don't judge someone out, see him. It should be your mantra. Okay, all right, let's go.
Factor, like just malignant narcissism from her. But
Just almost like an inability to see things from other people's perspectives, right? It can only be through the lens of what's a benefit to her and all of that.
well, the grandiosity as well, right? Like she has a lot of grandiosity, but you know, she needs the admiration. She exploits people and she rationalizes it. So it's not like she exploits people and then feels bad, or she just keeps doing it. She compounds the exploitation, and she, like I said, she shapeshifts. So she's kind of, people have called her chameleon, but I don't know what the clinical term for this is. Maybe you can tell me, because I've been out of the field for a while, but she will put on a persona and believe her own lies. I don't think she's that unconscious about it. I think she knows what she's doing, but she fully buys into it to become the part that she's playing. So the reason why I say that is because right now, everybody knows that she's Pakistani and that she's from London, but now she's telling everyone she's Arab. And she's changing her dress, and she's changing her lifestyle, and now she's promoting polygamy. And so she's becoming an Arab, which this is not a political thing. I'm just showing you that you can't just like change these things about yourself and convince people that that's the way it's always been. And that was one of the reasons why I brought up the plastic surgery about her. Not because I care if she had plastic surgery, not because I'm insulting her for how she looked. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just, this is another part of the constellation of the behaviors, the patterns that you see in people like her, is that she completely changed her appearance and she pretends like it never happened. It's just a
what
weird
specifically
incongruence.
would you say that she did change? I did see clips of them talking about her doing like body shifting, editing type thing, but like, was there other cosmetic things that she was more specifically doing?
Yes. So I had, it's not like I paid people to do this. It's people that I know that I'm connected to and that are willing to offer their consultation. So I had someone who is a aesthetic dentist comment on her aesthetic procedures in her before and after pictures. So there's like a long list. The description is in some of my videos, but it's nose, cheek, brows, here, like her whole facial structure has changed, and you can see it in the before and after. But she was a beautiful woman to begin with. So whatever dysmorphia she might have or preferences she might have, that's, you know, whatever reason she wanted to change it. But she also, I guess, uses a lot of help, assistance in other treatments for changing the way that she looks, because maybe she's very insecure or whatever the case may be. But again, it's not so much that, you know, she had it done. That's not the big deal. The problem is this facade and the deceit around it and pretending like it never happened.
It never happened. Wow.
And then she will mock and insult and bully other people for their looks very harshly if you see the comments that she leaves. So it should indicate to anyone who is paying attention that there is some significant inconsistencies and incongruencies here. Like this points to an unstable psychology.
And I know that a lot of her themes she would actually touch on was a man being insecure in this scenario, that scenario, a woman being insecure. And it's like, how are you talking so much about what makes somebody secure or insecure when this is such a major thing that you're kind of effectively lying about? And like you said, once she's challenged, she's always going for the image, always going for the visuals. You're too short, you're fat, you're ugly, no one wants you. It's like, wow. One of the other of the 10 that I had, there was another one that I wanted to run by you of kind of how to recognize individuals like this. It was
Okay, I think I see somebody wrote some. Let me check. Okay. Gregory Scotland writes, many female chameleons have come around the red pill space, first pretending years ago to identify with KS, and then when he passed away, their masks drop off. Well, you gotta understand, Gregory. Most women never took off their masks in the first place. Remember, women are very notorious for disguising themselves. How we know? What's the first disguise? Wearing face paint, or what we call makeup. Or I go further, using filters. Now, I did not know so much women when I was looking and monitoring my social media that I see when I scroll past use filters to make themselves look more than what they are. It's disgusting. I mean, I find it repulsing. You a bitch using filters to make yourself look more what we call attractive than you are. It is embarrassing. It's disturbing. Now, you ladies know that most men say overall, we prefer less as possible, not more, less. The only time if you're going to use the makeup and if you're going to go out crazy, it should be for special events, roughly. But if you're on about, you should not be putting too much heavy mercury lead makeup on your skin, because what it does pull and pour and push your skin follicles, and it could also, if not careful, depending on your stress level, can make you age faster if you use too much makeup, for those that don't know. So I'm not gonna go into more rant. Let's wrap this up, this portion of it, because I got one more video. All right, let's go.
Fortune cookie astrology pop psychology, where their understanding of like human behavior is just so limited. You can almost tell it's not clinical. They will almost struggle with long form discussions, especially like in the presence of qualified professionals in the various domains that they're actually talking about. Where it's like, what I think that I've noticed a trend with them is those that are getting away with the pretty privilege, the handsome privilege, they're just so charismatic, but they don't have the actual credentials to back up why they're in that spot. You'll almost never see them on stage with someone who does have those credentials.
Right.
It'll always be one-on-one. It'll always be, a power position where they're just seen as the authority. They don't have anyone to kind of push back or say like that. doesn't mean that word at all. Like, I don't know where you what you're using that from, or like, do you even know how to screen for that? What assessment tool would you know versus just claiming this? Like, have you worked with this population before? Only the qualified professionals would know what they're hearing, if it makes sense or not, if it's real, and if they could back it up with evidence-based data or models of any kind. And I noticed with her, it was like, wow, she's almost always doing one-on-ones. And even when she's on stages, it's just a host. It's never a person who can actually, let alone a public intellectual, like, especially in the field that she's making all this money out of. It's like, wow, I've never really seen her hanging out with an actual psychologist. And
Well, recently she did, and I haven't
Mhm.
watched it yet, so I do need to watch it. The one with Orion
Teraban.
Teraban.
Oh, really? You mean this Orion Teleman? You hold on. Ryan Tubman had her on. I'm shocked. I'm very shocked. Like literally shocked about this. Ryan Tubman had her on his podcast? Really? Really? You mean what is this? You mean this?
Maybe I might have to disagree with you.
I don't know what it's like to sleep with a woman, by the way, so I don't know what it's like, but you must be able to teach me.
I think that leading with physical compliments, especially with a beautiful woman, doesn't get you very far in pickup.
But I think not with pickup, but with intimacy, not with pickup.
So you've already successfully seduced this woman, and you're in a relationship with her? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, sorry, in
that
bed.
things change.
Outside of the bedroom, she gets compliments all day, every day.
That is Dr. Ryan Taliban on the left, another psychologist. And I think I'm not sure if he has a master's doctorate in this field, but he has also social media presence and YouTube channel as well. You could look for yourself and do your own research. But yes, this is what Dr. Taylor is talking about, or that she had this psychologist on. Ain't that something? But let's be honest. Who's going to turn out a pretty face and a nice little butt? You think Ryan Taliban, he's not a doctor, going to turn down that to have her on? You're delusional. Let's continue. That's why I share that.
Did you see it?
Not yet. And for me, there's me now getting into this space and starting to hang out with people.
I hope you guys liking this, man. I'm just showing you the videos. This is what we're just having a discussion. We're just throwing down the reactions. Think about this. I covered this recently on my other actually I covered this on this channel here, and now I'm just going further in because right now I'm not sure where the future holds for Sadia Khan, but it's been circulating again. So they're not giving her no breaks. Oh yeah, you might have to check him, Brother Bro Speaks. All right, guys, please like the stream and support the channel, guys. If you have any serious questions, I'm going to start looking at questions now. But Super Chat's going to be the ones I'll read the questions for those that want to participate. Let's continue.
People, I'm now realizing that once you get to a certain point in terms of fame, notoriety, and kind of working her way up or how they get their way up there, once you get to a certain point, it no longer matters because it was like it no longer matters because your name, your image, the views are going to come. So now people will now come to you or hang out with you. Whereas like the build-up time of when someone would have normally challenged you is typically when you're just getting started in this space. People are questioning everything, but when you've kind of skated through all of that, and now you have millions of followers, and now you're offering or allowing people to be partnered with you. Nobody wants to damage those relationships anymore because you're such a weighty, big figure. And it's like, I'll take him. For all of you that don't know, with Dr. Taraban, he runs the channel Psych Hacks. And I personally have him probably top 2 of psychologists. He has his personal opinion on society and how things are moving between men and women and the most ideal types of relationships. But what he's using to back it up, there is a science to it. There is a method to his viewpoint. And he may effectively be the first true person that she's going to be around or has been around. But I 100% know they're not going to go deep. They can't. not the two of them, just because not his background, and I know how the different levels of how far he can go into the weeds of this stuff, his credentials, his experience, and everything. At best, they can share a video together. At best, they can kind of be around each other, but it'll always be surface level, and it'll be pop culture, pop psychology terms that everybody is overusing now. That's going to be her bread and butter. So yeah, so it's unfortunate because it's like I kind of view people like her as like they're like the horoscope people of the mental health field, where they just try to make things fit certain categories versus actually really breaking it down, really doing a proper assessment and being able to say, you know what, I think we need to rule this out, rule this in. It's just usually no context to what it is, the prescriptions that they're making.
All right. That was good. That was good. Hope you guys enjoying it so far. Hope you guys enjoying this. That's my take though. All right. Let's go with two more videos. This one I'm gonna run. I don't know if I play this one, but this one's different. This is more off Dr. Taylor's experience or her views from Dr. Sadia Khan. Let's go.
Right, all over the place. Emails, DMs. There are so many people that have been harmed by Sadia Khan and her fraud and her unethical behavior and her bullying as well. And I really want to help you open your eyes and see. So I'm going to read this email to you. This is just received today. And this person gave me permission to share it with you as long as I took their name and their email out. And so I hope that you take this seriously. I promise you it is not altered in any other way than the cropping, because I want to keep my name out. And there's no AI involved, no photoshopping involved. This is real. Hello, I have purchased the 3M program from Sadia Khan on the basis that I could perhaps learn something from it. That was charged $3,290, maybe euros. The program was supposed to start in July, then in August, and then on the 5th of September. It never happened. I was also charged another $2,400 for a matchmaking service with a promise of careful vetting of potential matches. Obviously, it just never happened, and Sadia's team stopped responding to any messages. In fact, they also left the ship. I am now a part of a group of 20 plus people who have bought her program but feel utterly scammed. There's another group of people who are going to court over her gross incompetence. I want to raise it to the police in Dubai. It would help if you could share the email where she claims to have a DHA license. And of course,
I even see it goes even as far as $6,999 to upwards to close to $8,000 per session or webinars or even one-on-one consults. So those prices ain't no joke. No joke at all.
I told them I would absolutely send her what she needed. So I've posted it publicly because I want people to see in black and white. This is proof. This is legal proof that she has represented herself as a licensed psychologist by the DHA. I'm so glad that this person has the courage to pursue charges against her and make a formal complaint with the Dubai police and the DHA, because a lot of people are too scared.
I don't think Dubai, the police is not gonna do nothing. Because the rules in Dubai is totally different from outside the West, in my opinion. That's why they haven't got her yet, in my opinion. Let's go.
To say anything. I've also heard from several people who were in this 3M method program that she invited a guest speaker claiming that he was her therapist and mentor and presented him as a medical professional and psychiatrist, but he was stripped of his license many years ago for having sexual affairs with several patients. One happened to be 18 years old. And here is the proof of that. This is the findings of the hearing of this person who she's now presenting as a qualified psychiatrist to her clients and suggesting that they hire him. And a lot of these people did. So that's just like a whole scheme that she's got built in to this program so that more frauds can work together to scam her clients out of even more money. I've also had some people say how embarrassed and distressed they felt by being scammed by her. And you don't know what these people might do. Some of these people are very vulnerable. They have their own mental health issues. To add this shame on top of it, it could put them in danger, could put their health and their life in danger. So if you have been scammed by Sadia Khan, I want you to know that it is not your fault. She did a really good job of convincing millions of people in the world that she was the real deal. But if you have the courage and you have the energy and the time to actually come forward and make a formal complaint, I encourage you. You can contact the DHA or the Dubai police directly, or you can go through the link side piece.
Nah, listen, if it was that easy, they would have done it. I think it was attempted, and the reason, and really truly, nothing really has been done in Dubai in regards to her scamming people overseas, in my opinion. You know how them Arabs do? They like that Arab money, man. They need that money. They need that moolah. All right, final one. These two gentlemen that came out, put Sadia in a box, fold the box, seal it up, and deliver. And when I mean deliver, their content went so well that she went our way to put a sue and cease and desist of the conversation they had alleged privately about her practice. Here's how these gentlemen are going to deal with Sadia Khan. Take notes, gentlemen and ladies. Let's go. This is the final one.
Topic: Sadia Khan. Homegirl responded after the little expose that we did where we kind of exposed her for being a fraudulent health professional.
Is there a way that we can avoid talking about screenshots altogether? Because that's the one that you get when you...
She threatened to sue us. But not only that, Sadia's got on Instagram and finally responded after all the backlash. She went radio silent. She shut down her socials. She shut down her WhatsApp groups, claiming to have degrees which were photoshopped and faked. She's decided to come out and make a statement. Sadia decided to send us a threatening lawyer. Okay? And I got the email. When I saw it, I was like, ooh.
Spicy.
Ooh. She wanted to sue me all the way from Dubai, so she hired an American law firm. They sent me this letter. I'm going to read it for you guys word by word. Okay? So this comes from K. Gross, LGK Lawyers. All right? September 2nd, 2025. It says, to John D. Defamation and slander per se complaint by Sadia Khan against John. Now, some of you might be confused because you're like, yo, Abba, is your real name John? No. They got the wrong name on this lawsuit. Just like Sadia's Khan, it's poorly done. So we're going to see that consistent thread here. Please take notice. We've been made aware of certain defamatory statements about our client, Sadia Khan, published by you on social media. We intend to prosecute claims against you personally for defamation, slander per se, and other tortuous conduct. As such, we make demand upon you now in advance of the litigation to cease and desist and refrain from A, posting, publishing, or distributing on social media by podcast, review, board, posts, or otherwise on the internet or in print, by television or radio, broadcast, or cable, any statement that identifies directly or indirectly Sadia Khan, any of her family members, and or communicating, publishing, or otherwise, broadcast, by telephone, email, text message, or otherwise, any statement that identifies directly or indirectly Sadia Khan. Again, any of her family members, contracts, with agencies, employees, contractors, and further, we demand that C, remove any post, publication, social media, by podcast, review, board posts, or otherwise on the internet, in print, or radio, broadcast, or cable, any statement that identifies directly or indirectly Sadia Khan,
what the fuck was that?
Any of her family members and her businesses, blah, blah, blah. This letter does not serve to waive any rights against you, nor does it reserve for you any expectation that we intend to communicate with you further prior to filing and serving proceedings against you. Conduct yourself accordingly. Sincerely, Kent Gross.
My bad.
Apparently this is like some kind of mill-like law firm where you pay a bit of money and they just send out letters on your behalf. That's why this is poorly done. Didn't have my name. It didn't include any of the defamatory statements. It didn't specify anything. The reason being is that this is a sham. This is nonsense. And you know what? If you want to sue me, Sadia, I welcome it. I beg you. Fucking do it. Because then we're going to have something called discovery. And I'm going to need to see that fucking degree.
Now, the two gentlemen said it best. Is poorly written. For all I know, they probably chat GPT and create that lawsuit. How the hell you try to sue somebody and you don't know the actual name? That is not, man. Don't sound professional to me. Look, you got some friends that probably is well knowledge, wrote that bullshit and presented to these dudes. Right there, you already, man. Listen, not looking good for her. Tell me right now, not looking good at all. Let's continue.
Problem is that they're gonna have to go after you, and they're gonna have to see the veracity of what you're doing,
baby.
You see, if you try to do that, and we go there,
yes,
we go to the extent of what you want to do, which is suing us. What's going to happen is that you're going to be under what we call scrutiny. They're going to ask you and demand you for the same thing that we are asking you for, that you're not able to provide. And then they're not us, but they're going to be able to prove our point. So please go ahead. It is not in your best interest to do so.
Let me just say this. The ultimate defense against defamation is truth. Meaning if the statements that you said are true, it can't be defamatory. My girl, my favorite porta potty, we are not in Dubai. We have laws here that allow us to make statements publicly, provided that they are true. And if they're...
God damn, the man say call you porta potty. Wait, where's my funny thing at? I gotta play this Kevin Sam. She said porta potty.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up. God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
My God, porta potty. You can't make this shit up. All right, let's keep going.
Then you have to still prove that it defamed you. Good luck. You want to spend that money, girl? Good. But discovery means you're going to have to fork over emails. I'm going to need to see that DHA license that you claim that you have. I'm going to need to see that BCP certificate that you claim that you have. I'm going to need to see all them things.
But we're not going to ask for
And
it.
I know it'll never show up because they don't fucking exist. But you know what? I welcome it. Sue me. Hey, nigga, sue me. I welcome it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know me, you hear this floor clacking, you know what that means? I live in the same $900 a month, which I split with my roommate, so that's $450 for the last 10 years. That means every YouTube dollar I made, I did not invest in this place. I continue to live in this rinky-dink apartment, okay? That means I saved a lot of money. And I'll blow it on this lawsuit. Try me. Oh, yes, I will.
And trust me, I would preach making guap on YouTube. Do y'all want to know? Do y'all guys want to know estimate how much they make on the YouTube channel? I'm gonna do it for y'all. One second. Let me do that for y'all. I got you. Hold on. I'm gonna do that for y'all. Best thing I could do. And guys, make sure you hit the like button. Let me give you an estimation of what their channel grows roughly. And you know, I got some new systems on place. Roughly, these brothers got over 2 million subscribers. Okay. Now, what is the estimate gross monthly earns they produce on their own channel? It will fall in between 25 to roughly either 25 to 74K monthly. And most of their content is uploads. Imagine that. So really truly, they got money to spend if you want to go that route. They got some serious bread to spend. For those that know. And guys, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Let's keep going.
Enjoy every second of it. I got time to waste. Try me.
Even your lawyer, before you even go into proceeding into suing us, your lawyer is going to be like, okay, well, do you have a license? And your lawyer is going to ask to see it. And your lawyer is going to ask to see all that DHQ. All your lawyer is going to ask to see that whatever certificate you got from British. They're going to ask that. That's your lawyer. In order to be able to form a defense against us, your lawyer is going to ask to see it.
But you know what
when your lawyer is not going to see it, he's going to advise you not to proceed to give us what you need.
But don't worry about defense.
I'm not worried about it.
Because you know what they say?
What they say?
The best defense is a good offense.
Sure.
You want to do the law thing? Okay. Well, guess what I did? I know your booty live up in there, Dubai, right? Right? Being a porta potty, do whatever you got to do. Cool. Guess what? You've been claiming to have a DHA license. You've been claiming that you're allowed to do what you do as a medical professional because your clients are overseas. That's what you told me. I asked you if you have a DHA license, which every medical professional, especially those calling themselves psychologists, need to have if they offer services in Dubai. You claim that because your your clients are overseas that it's acceptable for you to not have that license.
The only reason I don't have a DHA license is because when I first qualified, it expired. I didn't renew it because I was now online and I wasn't working in clinics. And in clinics, you need a DHA license.
I guess my question is, have you ever really had a DHA license in Dubai?
I started applying for it, but then my career took off.
That's not what you said.
Well, I contacted the DHA to ask myself because I don't believe that. So let's see what they say. You want?
How much you guys want to bet when she talking about her career took off? How much you want to bet her YouTube or her social media presence start to pick up? I wonder if that's what she mean by career take off. Just saying. Fair use.
See?
Oh my God. You really fucking did it.
Hey, man. The conversation starts. Says, "This is Aya. How may I assist you?" I said, "Hello. I'm looking for information about a psychologist in Dubai who offered me services online. I'm trying to determine if she's legitimate." The person replies, "Oh, sure, we'd love to assist you. Is this Mrs. or Mr. Dave?" I said, "My name is Mr. Newman. Dave is my middle name. My first name, my middle name is Fresh." She's like, "Okay, man. Sounds good." Right here. She said, "Please note that all professionals in the medical field must have a DHA license to practice the field." I said, "Even if her client is overseas while she's based in Dubai, she sent me this email claiming she doesn't need to be licensed, and I didn't believe her. I sent her the email that she sent me. If she's doing online treatments from Dubai, she must have a license to be a psychologist over there." And she goes, "Yes." To offer those services? She goes, "Yes." So she confirmed for me. My own research confirmed for me that everyone in Dubai who practices, doesn't matter whether your clients are there or not. So she's been running this medical practice illegally this whole time. And it turns out there's a bunch of people on the ground right now contacting the DHA Association nonstop. Now look, I'm not going to pursue this anything crazy. I'm just putting this information out there. If you check the description below, we have a little website that we set up. Shout out to Goob. Goob helped me with this. Oh, here's the website. Can you see it? What does it say?
Side P Sadia.
Side P Sadia. SidePsadia.com. Okay. If you have a history of hiring Sadia Khan as a therapist,
go click on the link right now.
Psychologist, go check the description right now. You want to play with me? You want to play with me? I'll play. Attending one of her events or buying any of her programs, please click the link to provide proof of this to the Dubai Health Authority. And there's a little link you clear out there. And also, if you want to hear more from Sadia,
I'll double check your wedding day on your birthday. I can do it today if I want to. What are you going to do about it?
Welcome to the show.
Whoa. Somebody got full track on that.
Yo.
Check the description if you want to know where that's from.
Yo.
Whether or not they're going to choose to enforce their laws over there in Dubai is none of my business. It's not my concern. But I do know that if enough people contact them and let them know that she's over there, flaunting the fact that she doesn't respect the law, the fact that she doesn't care, and that she'll do her business her way because she's unprofessional, and in another life she'd be a criminal if she wasn't a therapist, according to her words.
Her words.
I wasn't doing psychology 100%. I would be a drug dealer. There is no other job role on this planet that suits my personality more because I have a very poor work ethic. I am unprofessional and I don't respect the law. I'm like law schmo, it's fine, we'll get away with it, it's not a problem.
So I think it's okay to let them know that someone's coming into their country disrespecting them. You go to Ethiopia, laws are laws. And sometimes they enforce them, sometimes. But if you shit on Ethiopians while you're over there, if you disrespecting them, now the laws exist.
It's a wrap.
So, if you watch it right now, wondering how you can get involved, check the description, I'm just saying. And if you were one of the people who might have been buying her services and you were aggrieved,
scammed,
you are allowed to contact the DHA. They want to hear from you because you are a primary source and that you are one of her patients. I'm going to read her reply to everything that's happened. Let's take a look. I would like to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to my followers, friends, tricks, families, lovers, kindness, and support during this challenging time. It is for you, and for you alone, that I feel it is important to address some of the false narratives. Ooh. First and foremost, I want to reassure you that I'm fully trained to practice the work I do.
No.
Liar!
I am fully trained to practice the work I do. I will not allow fabrications like this to invalidate the values I stand for.
Sure.
You ever notice that this Miss Kant doesn't really tell good lies? And that pretty privileged nonsense only goes so far. And I mean, goes so far. But when you deal with actual men that's competent and not so, controlled by their lust, you got problems. Let's go.
To my loyal community, I'm so deeply sorry for the distress these rumors may have caused you. Cool. Where's your master's degree? And where's your certificate from the British Psychological Society?
UCL and British.
That's it. You know, she said she wanted to address some of the narratives. You notice she never addressed the stuff that's actually important or substantial about her. She just said it's fake news. And that's it. It's so easy. If you have the degree, show it. You're a medical professional. Show it. If I ask any doctor, he's got it in a frame in his office. You ask for it, they'll send it to their patients. They have no problem. You won't because you're a fraud. You're not a psychologist. You're not trained. You're not licensed. You're a scammer.
And you're probably not even fiance, but that's besides the point. It's like asking any athletes, where's your medals? On the wall.
That's it. Nah, I want to ask you guys this. Go talk to any medical professional that you know and ask them, do they carry photoshopped degrees with them at all times?
No.
Do they post Photoshop degrees that they made?
Absolutely not.
Just ask them and then come back and see me. With that in mind, I want to go to this last note. I remember seeing a couple criticisms from the previous video. Some people felt like some aspects were a little bit off. So I felt like it might be a good idea to close some of those loops as some of you might be confused.
Go ahead.
First off, some of you said, well, Abba, how do we know those screenshots are her? Oh, maybe that voice recording is AI. You don't have to wonder if that's her in that voice recording because she admits that it's her in that voice recording.
And I said, I don't touch your man. And this is my nature, right? This is honestly my nature. If I wanted to, I could suck his dick on your wedding day. If I wanted to.
Sadia's excuse, according to her words, is that she was annoyed that this girl was even calling her because she wasn't messing with that man.
So she said,
but the way she got back at her is like saying like,
I could.
Yeah, I could take your man if I wanted to. That's her claim. Why is that important? That recording audio is from the same person who took screenshots from that man's phone, which Sadia was texting. So if you guys look at all the screenshots that we share, you can see her finger. She was recording from another phone, scrolling through her man's phone. Okay? So everyone's saying, oh, Abba, this is Photoshop, yada, yada, yada. Understand it's a video recording of someone looking through that phone. Sadia already authenticated half of that, which is the audio recording. So maybe you guys believe that the audio recording is the only part that's real, but everything else was fake. But understand that's from the same person.
Everything is all in the same, yeah.
Now, Sadia claimed that, oh, the woman and the man haven't come forth. That's true. The woman, after coming forward and mentioning this in private to some individuals, the very next day after that video came out, her job was contacted. Someone started harassing her, trying to have her sent to jail. Who would that be? The man, he's already admitted to everything. He just doesn't want to go public because he doesn't want the drama and he's moved on and he's with somebody else. That's the gist of it on the behind the scenes. You guys don't have to believe that. That's okay. But her claiming nothing happened, she lying. And here's the thing, I don't even care. You want to go with dudes who are about to be, I don't give a shit. But it's just funny that you're a dating coach trying to tell people how to get their ideal relationship. Meanwhile, you were stuck in some side piece situation to some rich dude. Oh, Abba, you manipulated her into doing this interview. Sadia contacted me, not the other way. I agreed. After she backed out, that's when I started, smooching her up. But we weren't having phone calls. We weren't doing that. I just sent her 2 emails saying, hey, listen, I think what people are doing to you is a bit unfair, blah, blah, blah. And that was enough to butter her up. Y'all realize this woman knew that she was trying to use me for a PR spin. She was trying to use me to tell her story so that she would look better.
Hey, well, you can't blame her. She a woman. She got needs. She got to get around some way, somehow.
The snake got snaked.
Now,
like, what are you talking about? She was the one that was being sneaky.
Here's what I'll say too. I had done a lot of research on her, so I knew that she was doing shady stuff. But has she come on and been honest with me? Had she been on and said, here's my degree? This video never comes out, and that previous video we did would get deleted, and I would make a follow-up video saying, hey, people are wrong about her.
And you said that.
And I told her that. All I asked her is, I will not put this out as long as you don't come up and lie to me. She said, no worries, you can fact check everything.
And I can get that everything for you. If you need anything notarized, I can put everything sent to you. And I can get all of that sent to you with the numbers associated with it. I can get all of that sent to you as well. Feel free afterwards, if you just need to double check, please let me know. I've got no problem. Please feel free. If you just want to fact check it, no problem at all.
Here's the thing. Sadia thought I was a fucking idiot. Sadia thought she could manipulate me and con me the way she's done most of her fans. How do I know that? Because if you watch the way Sadia responds to other people who don't have a following, she's disgusting.
She goes off.
I will read to you what a fan of ours sent me.
Bro.
Okay? Apparently, she's a therapist. Listen to what she said to a man who's in therapy. She calls him a weak man. She says, "You are the exact man no woman will be attracted to, and you know it." She's in the DMs with this guy. And he says, "How do you know?" "I've been at rock bottom, yes." And she says, "Because you are soft and weak, like therapy. Women don't fuck men in therapy. They use them as sisters." That's a therapist talking. Yo. And this is not even the tip of the iceberg. I hope you're going to die soon, and you must die soon because you seem like a miserable person. So I wish that for you to come sooner. Things that she's really said. But with me, she never talked like that.
Never.
Why?
Leverage.
She needed me to be of use to her.
Leverage.
So with me, she was very diplomatic. With everyone else who was critical of her, flamed the shit out of them. Personally, I don't think I overheard anything. In fact, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to put the link to the website, sidepiecesadia.com, right down here. If you want to report her to the DHA, feel free, all right? You're a medical professional, a charlatan, pretender, going around claiming credits that don't belong to you so you can get more clients and have more fame, okay? Stop.
Get some help.
Go work in the field, be a fucking goofy-ass dating coach, do that. You're not a psychologist. You're not a doctor. You're not a psychotherapist.
You don't have a degree. I think she got away with a lot of things that she got away with because of her beauty. She got beauty privilege, and there's a lot of background chick that they didn't do because of it.
Yeah,
I think so. That's another. That's another story.
But her expertise for sure. Her expertise. For
Yeah,
sure. Because the way she was, I'll suck his dick. She got to know how to crack some nuts.
Yes. The lies are really about the image. So she lied about, the filters, the face, the filters on the face, all of that. It played with an image.
Last thing I'll say, some people say it doesn't even look like her in the pictures. I'm going to show you guys some images of Sadia, okay? This is her from her Facebook. They're saying this is not the same person.
Look at this. Look at the edges.
Yeah.
Look at the edges.
Right. It's filters. It's the exact same person. So don't get duped by all these fucking smoke and mirrors, all this other stuff. And I also got her on tape saying she loves to use filters all the time.
Girls use, even I've used, and I've been addicted to Face Up.
Yeah, and filters in general.
Filters in general, and Face Up and Facetune.
I use filters. I love a filter. I do love it. But what it did to you is it showed you a version of your face if you were prettier. It's like shows you, if I just lost a bit of weight here, if I just had a slimmer nose, if I had like bigger lips, this is what I would look like. Oh my God, perfect. Let me go get that.
So her pretending like it's not her pre-nose job or after it, like she just fucking lying the whole time. But all this to say, that's it for today, man. If you guys enjoyed today's video, if you like the work that we put in, leave a like and a comment, okay? We got this lawsuit coming out, maybe. I'll keep y'all updated.
Sure.
Also, we might have another story. If you guys are in the UK, if you know anything about Greenford Academy, where Sadia was a teacher. Apparently there's a story back there in 2018. All right, so all my people in the UK who might know someone who went there, one of the teachers.
Oh, guys, make sure like, comment, subscribe. It's almost done.
If y'all can get back to me, I'd appreciate that because there might be some more juiciness involved. All right, so I heard some things. I'm not gonna say it out loud because it's not confirmed.
Yeah, it's not confirmed.
But y'all contact me.
Then for it's slander. Yeah. But yo, let's just confirm something.
Sadia, you better cease and desist. I'm just playing. Do whatever you want, girl.
Side piece Sadia. That's crazy.
Side piece Sadia is pretty good. Shout out to Goop. Shout out to Goop. Also, big shout out to Mariana for helping me out. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Burrows, you were also a great help. Thank you.
All right. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm poop. All right. Enough of this. Let's check the results of the poll. Let me see. And the poll. And the results are in. It said 50% believe that Sadia had a body done. 38 said no. I'm sorry. 38 said I don't care. I want Sadia in my bed, and 12% said no. So it looks like everybody believes this woman got her junk done. It is what it is. But what said you? You think it's the end is near for Sadia completely now, and really, truly, there will not be any fall through until what will happen. In my opinion, I think she's gonna move on with what she's doing, and she's gonna find new clients. Because most people don't do the research when I look at overall. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. And really, truly, can she survive? Can she really overcome? Only time will tell. The links to follow me are in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter at Chaos97. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Grant Facebook. Join my Discord source. Follow my Rumble handler CRain23. And last but not least, become a member. Membership's pinned into the chat room. So when you click the links, they'll put you into will bring you to membership and subscribe page. Thank y'all for listening to tonight's stream or today's stream. And until next time, and I mean next time, to the bottom of my heart, let it chaos reign.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Man, fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Man, fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Man, fuck all you.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.